Hi, bigenderdotnet viewers. My name is Brin. I was supposed to post this video yesterday, but I am actually moving, so I'm trying to squeeze this in between trying to pack up boxes and clean the old place, get the new place ready to go. So I'm late. That's really what that comes down to. So this week's question was chosen by Sam and is, how does being bigendered affect your sexual romantic orientation? Bonus question, which song is your guilty pleasure? Guilty pleasure is easy. Just about anything by Katy Perry is going to be a guilty pleasure of mine. Except E.T. I didn't like that one. Also, I love the Gaga. So, those probably aren't so guilty, except that I do put on a front of being a straight man at work, so I'm not supposed to be able to enjoy those, but I do, so guilty they are. Okay, so the main question, how does being bigendered affect my sexuality, romantic orientation? It doesn't directly, or it hasn't directly. For a long time, I thought of myself as straight, even though I have had indications that I had same-sex attraction since I was younger, but never really acknowledged them or admitted them or allowed anyone else to know about them because I was so focused on my gender difference that it was hard to process any kind of sexuality difference as well. It was finally when I was able to admit and fully own my bigender identity sometime last year that I was able to accept the fact that I was bisexual as well, or perhaps pansexual. I'd like to believe that I'd be attracted to the person regardless of the body that they come in, but I've not exactly had opportunity to test that out in practice, because no sooner did I come to terms with being attracted to men than I got involved in a very long-term, steady relationship with my current girlfriend, who is awesome, and so not worth the limited value of exploration rather than the joys of finding out who each other are and who we are together and, building our lives together. So, a lot of this is just theoretical. That said, I had said for a long time that it was somewhat disingenuous to claim that my gender is fluid, but my sexuality is fixed. And I suspected that, because I claim bigender as my identity, it was likely that my sexuality was not heterosexual. Sort of doesn't heterosexual, homosexual. Those words don't really sit well with a bigendered identity because they're very dependent on where you're orienting from and orienting to. But to say that I was oriented towards women exclusively was probably overstating it, but I couldn't really deal with anything other than that until I came to accept myself for who I am. And Em said something very similar in one of her more recent videos about dating and being trans. That's Trans Labyrinth on YouTube, and I'll put a link on here. She said, don't even think about figuring out your sexuality until you figure out your gender, because they're so interrelated that you can't know one without knowing the other, and the gender is the one that's important to you, for you to know. So, I agree with that. And I had to do that myself, and I had a friend point out to me, really wonderful friend, who's terribly insightful, and I love her so much. It's too bad she lives out in Ohio. We were talking one night last year, and I told her that I had a crush on a guy, and she said, "Oh, thank God." She said, you spent so much time insisting that every other part of your life is normal and stressing that this is normal just so that you can have this one abnormality, you know, that just to make it okay for your gender to be different than normative. You know, you had to make sure that your life, the rest of your life, aligned with this idea of what else was normal. And she said, I'm so glad that you finally allowed yourself to be who you are without having to pre-decide that you have to fit into this particular niche, which was absolutely wonderful to hear. I wish I had thought of that years before. I wish I'd heard that years before, but I can't say that I would have been as responsive then as I was at the time that I heard it. So she's fantastic, and I love her so much. Yeah, so that's really what it comes down to, is that bigender didn't affect my relationship, but acknowledging and accepting that I'm bigender allowed me to understand better what my sexual and relationship orientation is, and then, you know, explore where I have the freedom to explore. So, yeah, I hope that answers Sam's question. Vicky/Alex is going to ask the next question for next week. Also, welcome to him. I think he generally prefers him as a pronoun. Welcome to our channel. I think he's got Fridays. So, we'll get Sydney tomorrow, and then Mir on Wednesday, Vicky or Alex on Friday, and Sam on Saturday. So tune in, and please come join bigenderdotnet. If you want to go to the forum, it's bigenderdotnet/forum. If you want to go to the chat room, it's bigenderdotnet/forum/chat. Bigenderdotnet alone will take you to the journal site. You can form your own journal by using code TUBINGYOU, TUBINGYOU. I'll put those all here, I think. So you can just click on those. If I can figure out how to make external links work, because I can't always. And yeah, so send us an email, leave us a comment, or send us a form spring, and we will absolutely take your question on one of our upcoming week's topics. So thank you, and have a great night.